David, I think there's someone in the house. I had a neighbor, a young girl around my age at the time. We were really good friends and played together almost every day on our way back from school and every evening. I will call her Alex. Out of respect, I will not use her real name. One evening, towards the beginning of fall, just as the leaves begin changing colors, she called our house from her house's phone. I answered as I was the only one home that evening, and her whispered voice came through the phone. David, I think there's someone in the house. What do you mean? I replied, as I looked out my bedroom window at her house, trying to see if she or anyone else was in the visible window. There are loud noises coming from downstairs. Please call for help. I grabbed my sister's phone from her room, as it was not on the same line, and dialed 911. I kept looking out my window at the house across the street to see if anyone was on their staircase or in any of the side-facing rooms. I told her I had called just as the operator picked up the line. Hello, 911, what is your emergency? The operator stated. Hello, my neighbor thinks her house is being broken into and needs help. On the other line, I heard a crash and quickly asked what happened. Whoever it is threw something downstairs, Alex panically whispered. I could see a chair now laying in their living room, smashed to pieces against a wall, leaving a mark on the painted surface and shards of wood everywhere. I told the 911 operator the address and what had just happened, and she assured me that help was on its way. Then I saw what I will never forget. A black figure darted across one of the hallways. The figure was unusually thin and with arms and legs that were too long for a normal person. I told the 911 operator that I saw a figure moving through the house, and she once more told me that the police were on their way. I was 12 at the time and was torn between going over there to help or hiding myself. I told Alex what I saw and told her to hide or stay hidden. I could see her open her closet door from the inside and look through the window at me. Her face was red from crying, and I realized I was crying as well. The operator asked if I was still on the line, and I responded, I'm still here. Where are the police? She tried to calm me down and said they were close. I relayed this to Alex and told her to keep quiet. I stopped abruptly midway through the word quiet as the figure appeared at the base of the stairs. It stopped before climbing and turned around to look right at me. Its face was an ashen white and it had deep, sunken black eyes. Its smile was unnaturally wide and it seemed to have more teeth than it should. It stopped there for what felt like hours, just staring right into my eyes, penetrating my soul. Then it rushed up the stairs and I choked. Something is coming upstairs. The 911 operator, trying to remain calm, said, What did he look like? Assuming it was a man. But this was no man. This wasn't a human. This was a monster. A real monster. Over Alex's line, I heard an inhuman screech in the background and banging as whatever it was seemed to crash into everything it possibly could. Just then, the blare of police horns and the flashing lights turned the corner to our street and pulled up at Alex's door. They could apparently hear the screeching and kicked the door in immediately. Over the phone, a much closer bang signified the door to her room smashing open as the thing darted right for the closet. Alex screamed as the closet door was torn apart and the thing grabbed her. I screamed and pounded against the glass window. The police reached the steps to the second floor and began to climb as everything suddenly went dark. The sun had just set as the power to what appeared to be every house on the block went out. The phones in my hands made no buzz, and I felt petrified as I tried to see what was happening in the house across the way. Flashlights appeared in Alex's room, and they converged on the closet, where scratches covered the wall. The power came back on, and I could see now that neither Alex nor the thing was in sight. The phone rang, and I answered. The 911 operator asked what had happened. I said, I don't know, my voice failing me as I rushed down the stairs, out the door, and to the next house. An officer stopped me from entering and asked me what I was doing. I explained that I was the one who called 911 and asked if they found Alex. There was no trace of her or the thing, besides the destruction of property. They found her phone, broken, in the middle of the closet. Weeks went by after the events of that evening, and I still couldn't believe what had happened. I answered every phone call expecting it to be her. One evening, I was home alone, and the phone rang. "Hello?" I answered. "David, I think someone is in the house," a female voice replied. I felt a chill run down my spine as I looked out my window towards the abandoned room to see Alex looking back at me. She looked at me from the opening to her closet. She looked exactly the same as the night I last saw her, besides her skin. Her skin was an ashen white. It was standing behind her in the closet, smiling as the light in the room flickered off and they both were gone once more. It had been 1 year exactly, 1 year since that first call asking for help. The fear in her voice was the same. The look of terror in her eyes was no different. I have since moved and have a new phone number, but every year I receive a call at that exact moment. She calls to say one thing: "David, I think someone is in the house."